Oh well, I'll get it done. Stu Smith, what's up, buddy?
Jim Edwards, all good, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, but I'm gonna tell on you.
What I do?
You didn't take a shower yet this morning. Know how I know?
How?
Because you sent me a picture of you wearing that shirt while you were doing mobility day. So I know you were
You know
wearing
what?
that when you sent me a picture on the bike.
You know what's great about some of my mobility days?
You don't even break a sweat?
Didn't even break a sweat today. It was
Wow.
that easy. I needed it though, because I feel a couple of things tweaking. Like you
Uh,
saw me stretching a little bit before the show. I was like, my shoulders a little tight, my lower back and hips are a little tight. So
yeah.
I needed an easy day. So we
Getting
took it.
getting old sucks, but you know what? It beats the alternative. What's up, Jason?
I was still up and moving.
There you
So
go. I was up too. And that's a good thing, Martha. So, Stu, what are we talking about today? And then I have something super cool to show you.
Well, Jim, as you know, we had a special guest planned up, which we'll have to do at a different time because it just didn't fit in our busy schedule nor his.
Mhm.
So I'll save uh, the intro until later. But I
So
like that.
I
That's
didn't.
cool.
Sorry. I was getting it preloaded, and as soon as you load it, the thing wants to go. It's
Oh, okay.
like a fat kid going after cake. I mean, slow down there, Scooter. It's just calm down. There's enough for everybody.
I like that though. That was cool graphics and
Oh,
audio. Do it
dude.
again. Do it again.
Hang on. I got to set the stage the right way. Now, as you know, we're doing our we're transitioning. Hey, now there's a word I never thought I'd say about myself.
I'm
We're
transitioning.
we're
Okay.
transitioning over from content marketing scripts to copyandcontent.ai. We're in the middle of it right now. Excuse our mess. We're doing a launch to the John Maxwell people next week. And then we're doing the big launch to my list and the whole universe. I'll give you the date, April 3rd. April 3rd is when we're doing the
Oh,
big launch. So it's not far.
big. Big time.
And one of the things you got to have in order to launch something, as you know, you got to have a cool VSL. I mean, you just can't do anything anymore without a VSL, right?
True.
So we have a really cool VSL, and the our video editor guy who's amazing. Um, I I did it, and I'm like, dude, you got to make this amazing, because otherwise it's just one of those, hey, Jim's talking, and I mean, it works, but we
Yeah.
needed something super cool. So he burned the midnight oil. He did several rounds of stuff and nitpicking and what's up, C Ray? What's up, Carl? Um, Nitpicking and other stuff, and just really dialed this thing in, and it's really cool. Okay. So you're going to let me know whether you think this is cool or not. All right.
All right. Let's see.
So here we go.
Do you want better sales copy, better content, and better results fast? Do you want to save time creating your own unique ads, emails, blog posts, articles, presentations, and more? Then copyandcontent.ai is for you. Copyandcontent.ai, the AI content and copywriting software that uses smart genies and wizards instead of dumb chatbots or AI robots. It's got over 45 genies and 30 wizards to help you create unique, customized sales copy and content so you don't have to spend hours fumbling around like you would with a chatbot or an AI robot. That means you'll spend less time creating copy and more time using it to actually make money. Plus, when you sign up for copyandcontent.ai at the elite level for a year, you get free access to my live training, writeyurbook.ai. That's right. I'm going to show you how to write your own real book super fast using AI. And it's not some crappy children's book either, but a real book. Think of the business asset you could have with a real book written by you using our exclusive tools, training, and genies from copyandcontent.ai and writeyurbook.ai. Don't miss this amazing opportunity to get started with the world's best push-button sales copy and content creation software. Don't wait. Sign up for copyandcontent.ai today and start creating the unique custom sales copy and better content you need fast.
What you think?
Dang, I love it.
What you got? You guys out in the audience, tell me what you think. I mean,
I
that's
love it.
it's
Nah,
too
man.
yeah, it's too late to turn back. So whether you like it or not, that's the VSL that we're gonna use.
No, it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
so
really
cool.
I'm super excited about that. And you know, just taking that's one of the things that we've really been focusing on is just making sure that everything is just really just everything's ready. So it's not one of those situations like, you know, people that will launch software that's not really done. And then they just promise you it's going to get better and better and better, and it never does. And you're like 6 months into it, and you're still like, what the hell? You made all these promises, and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So we would never do that. And so we're making sure that everything is just amazing. And so for everybody who's already in the site, everybody who's in at the elite level, you guys are seeing the transition in there. You're seeing the new stuff showing up. Whole bunch of genies that are not listed yet that are going to be showing up over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But yeah, this is going to be, this is a game changer, world changer thing. This isn't
You,
just some afterthought.
you know what I like about it, Jim?
What's that?
Is you are being very patient about it.
Right.
I know right now you may think like you're like running with your head cut off, but you're not. You are actually very patient and deliberate about that date. You set, I think that's probably one of the most important things about setting a launch date is actually setting it so you can get everything done, not just done, but done perfectly the way you want to do it.
Yes. And it's never going to be perfect, but you should strive to make it as good as it can be,
Sure.
not just coming out
Yeah.
with it for the sake of coming out with it because you set the date.
Yes.
You know, we are running into, you know, the long nights. This morning I was up at 5. You know, I was thinking about that this morning. You know, I was up at 5 working on stuff and getting actually before 5 working on stuff. And you know, and then I did my workout, but while I was working about it, working out, I was thinking about it, and then I was working on it before we jumped on here. As soon as we get off, I'll be working on it. Um, but you know, that's the difference, and kind of goes with when we talked about accountability last week, that you got to hold yourself accountable, especially when you're launching a product, when you commit to the date. And you know, there's more to launching a product than just putting the thing together and the sales copy and all that stuff. There's actually leadership goes into it. This is forcing me to actually be a leader, try and be a better leader to the team, to be able to, you know, encourage people, help troubleshoot, do some things. We had kind of an emergency on Monday that was looking like it was going to cause everybody to just, you know, throw down their stuff and go get a job at Chick-fil-A. But then, but then one of the team members stepped up and like totally saved the day. And it's because we started relying on each other instead of just feeling like we were inmates in the same asylum, instead, and just each doing our own thing. So it's been very exciting. It's been this is the biggest launch we will have ever done by ourselves.
Yeah.
The biggest thing we will have ever done without an outside partner.
Well, let's do this, Jim,
Mhm.
because we had a different plan originally as of yesterday, what we were going to do today. So I changed it real quick and came up with, here's what I did. So
Okay.
for the Jim and Stu show, I want to see your launch 1, 2, 3s.
Okay.
So the 1, 2, 3s of launching a product or new service.
Okay.
All right. Then listen to this one. How about this one? Then for the podcast, we are going to do some genie hacking and see
Okay.
what the genie says about the ABCs of launching a product or service.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So I want to see
Yeah.
what Jim says with the 1, 2, 3s, because you don't have
Okay.
to like
Right.
I use the acronym Genie for this one, right?
Okay.
And then I plugged it into the blog Genie and I came up with what we're going to talk about for the podcast.
All right.
But I wanted to see instead of making you stick to an acronym, I just want to see what your 1, 2, 3s of launching a product is.
Okay. So what I would say to throw you out of your comfort zone, Mr. Have this all lined up ahead of time.
Do you want me to say the title of our show? Because that usually does it.
No, I was just going to tell you when we do the thing for the podcast, we're going to use the Q&A genie. So to ask it a question. Okay, smarty butt. So we're going to, you can't be all like smug with how you figured out how to hack the genies. We're going to use
Okay.
the Q&A one. Then we can use
Okay.
your genies.
Okay.
Okay, so Stu, what's the title of today's Jim and Stu show?
Well, today's Jim and Stu show is called the 1, 2, 3s of launching a new product.
Okay, that's
And this
actually
is-
not what it is, because I did the ABCs of launching a new product, because that's what you sent me and I copied and pasted it.
Well, I know that's going to be for the podcast, and I'm
Sorry.
going to use
Okay.
I'm going to use what the genie put out in the ABCs because I used the acronym for an ABC. But I want to see
apologize.
what Jim's brain has to say with the 1, 2, 3s.
Okay, so the 1, 2, 3s of launching a product. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes. In your
Okay.
brain, what's the 1, 2, 3s of launching the product?
Okay, easy, Jason. It's not easy being this extemporaneously compulsive. I mean, whatever. We got it together. This is part of the shtick. All right, so 1, 2, 3s of launching a product. Launching a product starts with the audience. Before you ever launch the product, you better understand a few things about the audience. You need to know their hot buttons, and you need to know what's the desire or what's the problem that you're going to solve for them with your product. I'm not going to get into the making of the product, but before you can launch the product, you got to know who are you launching the product to. That's everything starts with that, because anything else you're going to do is not going to work, because you won't know how to do what you need to do. You won't know how to communicate what you need to communicate to get it out to these people. So I'll give you an example. The way we're launching our copyandcontent.ai to the John Maxwell people is very different than how we're going to be launching it out to my list. Very different message, very different problems that we're solving for those people. Okay, so what's the desire they want? What's the problem they have? The second thing is, all right, when you're actually launching the product, you got to focus in on what's the big idea. You're selling them on a big idea. Now, I've never understood, I've never really, this whole, there's a couple different ways to look at this. You're either doing an improvement offer or you're doing a new opportunity. That's what, people call it in this area, okay? Which basically means you're showing people you've got a better way, I've got a better mousetrap, or I've got a new mousetrap. All right? Whatever it is, there's a big idea that you're selling people on. What's the big idea? So for us with copyandcontent.ai, the big idea is real simple. Better copy, better content, better results, fast. That's the whole thing. All right? Not this big giant thing about how AI will change your life and, it's going to take away jobs and it's better than ChatGPT or any of these other. No. Big idea that we're selling people on: better copy, better content, better results, fast. How do we do it? We're doing it with genies. We're not another AI robot. We're not another chat bot. We're genies. And what are genies? Well, we're a category of one. Any jackalope that comes along now and says that they got a genie is copying us, okay? And I will call them out like the dirt bags that they are. So, what's the big idea that you're selling? And then as far as the launching the product, how can I tell the most people the fastest? All right, and the longest. So however you're doing it, you got to have a strategy for doing it over a period of time, whether it's over a week, whether it's over a month, whether it's over 3 months. Okay, now here's the thing. Again, am I going to get into, you need to do a sideways sales letter and, the first day you're going to do this, then the second day you're going to do this, then the third day you're going to do this, then the fourth day you're going to give them a limited opportunity to be able to take advantage of it. That's a crock of crap as far as launching a product, because that's not a launch and that's not a product. That's a promotion, like the snake oil salesman on the back of a wagon trying to sell the rubes in this town while keeping an eye on the horizon, looking out for the posse from the last town coming to shoot him because it's a ripoff. Okay. So that's not a product launch. That's a promo by charlatans. So what a real launch is, whether you do it with a webinar, whether you do it with emails, whether you do it with social posts, is broken down into 3 parts. How many parts, Stu?
3.
3 parts. Now, the first part is, it's coming. The second part is, it's here. And the third part is, it's still here. In other words, once it's launched, you're still launching it. You're always launching it. All right. So the it's coming, that's where it's kind of like during World War II when they were getting ready to assault the beaches on D-Day. What did they do before they assaulted the beaches on D-Day? They did 2 things. They had massive bombardments with ships and planes, and they also had these little frogmen going up onto the beach and trying to take out all these obstacles and stuff.
And all the fake trucks and tanks that were on ships all blown up with air.
Exactly.
As a diversion.
Wouldn't it be cool to have one of those blow up Shermans in your yard? That'd be awesome. So would be cool. It'd be cooler than a blow up Sherman though? A real Sherman.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's coming. You let people know. We did that with my Copywriting Secrets book. We did it so long that people were like, holy crap, Jim, for crying out loud, can we get the damn book? But we laid the groundwork for so long. The first 3 days, we sold 1,000 books. And then the following weekend, we sold 5,000 books. Okay. So this is a really important phase that most people don't have the patience to actually do. They're like, well, my product's done. It's time to, and I've been guilty of this too. I remember one of my early ebooks I came out with was an ebook called Ebook Secrets Exposed. And I co-wrote it with a guy named David Garfinkel. And literally when the book was done, I went and ate lunch, and then I wrote an email and sent it to my list that the book was done. And we sold books, and we did okay. I think we did like $10,000 in 24 hours or something. This is not an income claim. Your results may vary. But then I did a product launch for another product, and I actually let people know it was coming and that I was working on it. And then I teased people for a while, and then we launched that product, and I made enough money to pay off my house in a week.
Go.
Okay, this is not an income claim. Your results may vary. What was the difference? Well, price point, but also this phase right here. Okay, now it's here. Hey guys, it's here. It's here. It's here. You've been waiting. Oh my God, it's finally here. Yay! The key here, though, is it's here, but why do I need to buy it now? See, that's the thing. You got to give people a reason to buy now. Now, what do the snake oil salesmen and charlatans do? They tell you after all this lead up, kind of like a fraternity kid thinking about his first sorority date. Now that it's here, you only have until next Tuesday to get it, and then it's gone forever.
Yeah, that's bad.
And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So all they're thinking is, man, I'm going to get as many rubes as I can to pay this in. Then as soon as it's done, we just got to hold on for 30 days, and then we sail off to the next town. That's what they do, okay?
Yeah.
So why do they buy? Why do they need to buy now? That's one of the things that I think about a lot. So one of the things that we're doing with this launch right now, just as an example, you saw that in the video. What's the big reason that we want everybody in at the elite level and we want everybody prepaid for a year? Why? Because that's good for everybody. Good for us. They're committed. Everybody's in. So I'm offering the ability to come to my free training. Well, it's not a free training. It's the writeyurbook.ai. You get that for free. And that's where I take my 20 years of experience teaching people how to write and publish books, and we're going to use AI to do it. Whole new suite of tools, whole new training. You're going to be done with an amazing book, easier than you ever thought. Okay? So, am I going to sell that separately? Absolutely. Probably going to sell it for anywhere between $500 and $1,000, maybe $400 and $1,000. I don't know. But when you join before we do the training, and we've got the dates, that's going to be in April. So I'm going to be flogging the crap out of that this is why you need to join. You need to join now. Okay? But that's the key. When it's here, there's got to be a reason to buy it now and not wait. So one of the ways you can do that was disappearing bonuses. You can do it with deadlines. You can do it with price raises. But rarely would I ever say the nuclear option of it's never gonna, we're never gonna sell it again. I made that mistake with that product that I used to pay off my house because I was like, oh my God, this was a great product and I probably could have sold 10, 20 times what I sold if I hadn't used that thing of I'm not going to sell it past it goes away forever on Thursday. Yeah. Now, the last phase is it's still here. So that's the ongoing marketing. That's the coming up with new bonuses. That's with going after new audiences. That's where you really make the money. Everybody thinks this is like the lotto mentality here. That this is the thing where, this is where we're going to get paid. This is where we're going to get rich. This is where, I've got the $1 million scratcher. This is where you get this is like your shakeout cruise. All right. Anybody who's ever had a new boat, the first time you go out on that boat, you forgot stuff. Something's not right. Something breaks. There's all kinds of stuff. This is where the money gets made. This is where the work gets put in. And this, by the way, is where creative people can sometimes crash and burn because they're all excited about the creating of the product, not the selling of the product. So they launch the product and you think their work is done. This is where you take off your hat of being the creator and put on the hat of being the marketer. Now, the cool thing is you can switch those hats back and forth because you want to use your creative hat to think of creative new ways to get new people in, reach new audiences, new angles, new bonuses, all kinds of stuff. So that's my 1, 2, 3 of launching a product.
Nice.
That wasn't bad.
No, that's great. You hit it another level. However, the neat thing about what the Genie did for the podcast was you're going to see some similarities in what you just stated, but you're going to see a different way of saying it with the Genie that what it produced. And what I have found, especially as a writer who writes a lot of content, is I have found that the Genies are really great for very specific research. So yes, you could type in a phrase at Google and get a whole bunch of stuff, right? But
Uh-huh.
what the Genie allows me to do is type in something really specific as an acronym, right? Which they fill in the blanks of that acronym given the subject that I give them. And it allows, and you'll see this here in a minute, and it allows for me to have access to very specified research, I call it
Mhm.
research, for whatever I'm doing, whether it's a podcast or I'm writing a blog post or even selling articles. It allows a way for me to just have more access to more information that I can edit, that I can cut and paste and quote even. Sometimes I even quote studies in there that I have found that is just incredible. And so it is a great tool, is what I'm trying to say, Jim. It is
Yeah,
a tool that is not taking away my business. It's making what I do in my business just a lot easier.
I agree. I'm going to though kind of modify what you said because what Stu actually does is treat the genies like his own personal wood chipper and throws stuff into it that he's not supposed to in the wrong places and then figures out how to make it do things that I didn't intend, but the result is amazing.
That is
Um,
true.
and so that's why we make a great team on using these things. Um, I It's interesting because, and let me grab Susan real quick. You were telling me the other day, Susan, that you're using the genies now. We don't have to get into the mechanics, but the genies have cut what you're doing just to promote our stuff and create emails and create follow-up stuff by like half.
Yeah, yeah. When I'm doing, it was taking me an hour, and it took me like 15 minutes to pull what I needed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's a huge time saver for everybody. Cool. Thanks, Susan. So that's the thing that I'm noticing too. For me is that it's it's saving me so much time. It's and just using the tool to just get better results. But it's baked into it. It's like my buddy Sarah says. It's on the tin, as they say in England. Better copy, better content, better results, fast. So let's start the podcast because I know what you want to do and I want to use something different to do it than what you
Sure.
might have thought. And we'll just have some fun.
Yes.
So you ready? Whether you're ready or not, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here. Welcome back to the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks podcast. I'm your host, along with my trusty co-host and podcast producer, Mr. Stu Smith. What's up, Stu?
Hello, Jim.
How are you today?
Good. Ready for podcast 189.
189, feeling fine with 189. And today, what are we talking about today? Should we sing our Jackson song? A, B, C, easy as one. Oh, wait, I got to be careful because Facebook will throw me off. They'll think I'm pirating the music. I sound just like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, just like the previous show, we discussed launching a new product, but this time I'm using the help of the genies
Hmm.
at copyandcontent.ai to create something for us that we can discuss. And I use the acronym Genie to come up with the ABCs of launching a product and then
Uh-huh.
put that into the blog
Hmm.
post Genie to make a decent sized bit of content to describe the ABCs of launching a product.
And there you go. So what I would say that we could do would be, just for fun, what if we went and used one of the genies and came and took what you had done, and let's use that to come up with talking points for the for the podcast real quick. You want to do that real
Okay.
quick? It'll only take like 2 minutes to do.
Yeah.
And
Do you
then
want to
what
use the actual ABCs that the acronym Genie created?
I want to
for
go
us?
use the Q&A genie. I want to throw you
Okay.
out of your comfort zone. We'll do the
Okay.
ABCs thing, but I want to show, how just whack it'll do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
And then the question is, we're going to stay with the ABCs of launching a product, right? So,
Yes.
okay. So let me share my screen. And so here we are. You should be seeing the, this is the Q&A Genie, instant Q&A Genie. And so we're going to come down here. We're going to load our avatar. We'll do the copywriting one. And here we go. And so the question is, what's the question? How do I launch a product? How do I do a product launch? You tell me the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How do I do a product launch? Now, going after entrepreneurs, big thing they want, really wants to sell a whole lot of your product or service from the very start. Now, this is one of the things that really separates us from ChatGPT or any of these other AI robots. Where are we going to post this? Blog, Facebook, Instagram? Where would we think about doing this? Probably, what do you think? Blog?
I would say, yeah, blog or Facebook
Okay.
post. Yeah.
We want an article, a post, a tweet, update, video. What do we want?
Let's go with the article. Give a little more content.
Short, medium, long, or extended?
We'll go medium.
Okay. Controversial, how to, interesting, personal, short, statistic, trendy, urgent. Let's do how to.
How to. Yeah.
Okay. Let's choose a writing style. Got a bunch of these in here. I'm thinking entrepreneur, either Entrepreneur Magazine or sensational. You tell me which.
I went with Entrepreneur Magazine.
Okay.
for
And perspective, first, second, third person.
second.
Okay. Boom. Here we go. So now, answer this question, Jeannie. How do I do a product launch? And then while we're doing that, we'll have it generate some hooks. So I got two different ways for it to generate headline hooks for the content that it comes up with. And one is to generate it just based on the question. The other is it will actually take this and it will now create title hooks off of what it created.
Oh.
So, which is kind of cool. All right. What? Are you talking to me or somebody else? Oh, okay. Thought I did something wrong. Okay. So we could choose a hook here. Got a bunch of them here. The secret to successful product launches revealed. I mean, that's pretty good. How to launch product with maximum impact. In fact, let's do this. I'm gonna download this as a Word doc to be easier to turn this into something that we can use.
Okay.
So just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna switch my window now. Gonna present, share my screen, window. Here we go. All right. So you should be seeing.
Yep.
Okay. So we need to have a title. We need to have a hook. All right. Secret successful launch a product with a bang. Problem is easy steps. Unlock a product's potential. Make an essential step. How to generate excitement. Unlock the keys to winning product launch. Harness power, social media, analyze results. Ready? Which one you want to do?
You know what? I like the unlock your product's potential with a strategic launch. I went with the last one there on the first section.
Okay, we'll go with that. So now, here's the thing. We've got our answer. So we basically got a blog post right now.
Yeah.
Much better than any dopey old ChatGPT. All right, now we'll just look at the main things, okay? Pre-launch planning, hype generation, engaging launch event, leverage social media, monitor feedback, analyze results. That sounds pretty similar to what I talked about.
I would agree.
This would be phase 1. This
Yep.
would be phase 2, and then these two would be phase 3.
Yeah.
Honest to God, there you go. So that's pretty cool. So what I could do now is, I mean, you and I could, for 5 minutes, we could do a presentation on this. I mean, if I stop sharing my screen, I could then use this, and this is like cheating too, because we could do it, and then I could also use the article. So we do the interview and the article, and we're getting a twofer. So I got
easy.
2, and we could do a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah. That's sick.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to do this real quick? You want to have me do a little presentation from this, or how do you want to use what we did?
You go for that, and then what I'm going to do is I'll just kind of paraphrase what I did and
Okay,
explain.
no, we're going to
kinda the
talk about
Genie-
we're going to
the
do
Genie
this
hack.
fast enough that we're going to show what you did. We're
Okay,
not
gotcha.
skipping what you're doing. I just wanted
Okay.
to I wanted to show you that. Plus, I was proud of the fact that I pimped the thing out a lot over the last couple days. All right,
No,
so
that's
here we
cool.
go. All right. So hey everybody, just welcome to my presentation today on how to unlock your product's potential with a strategic launch. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to make a big splash with the launch of your product or service, thing you need to understand is that a successful product launch isn't just about getting your product out there, it's about making a lasting impression. So here are the key steps that you need to take to ensure that your product launch is a success. Now, the first step, the first part of this is the pre-launch planning. This is the part that everybody neglects. Before you launch your product, you got to have a plan for the launch. Now, this includes researching your target market, knowing what they want, budgeting for the launch if you're going to be running ads, and also, most importantly, creating a timeline for the launch. Now, additionally, you're going to want to create a marketing plan that outlines all the steps of how you're going to promote the product before and after the launch. Now, the next step is to start generating some hype. Generate excitement for your product and do it in a way that's going to ensure a successful launch. So start building the buzz about your product long before the actual launch. That means creating teaser campaigns, offering exclusive deals to early adopters, or even running a giveaway or a contest. Now, the next thing you're going to do during the actual launch is to create an engaging launch event. However you choose to do it, if you use an event, this gives your customers a chance to feel connected to your brand. One of the things that helps to make these launches really successful is working with influencers, super affiliates, and hosting a virtual event or virtual events, or even hosting a physical event. Now, for example, I'm going to be doing both in the next three weeks with copyandcontent.ai. We're doing a physical event in Florida with a partner, and we'll be doing a virtual event with MyList and with others. So after you've done the actual launch, it's important to keep the momentum going. So the way you're going to do that is by leveraging social media. A strong presence on social media is essential for engaging with potential customers and promoting your product long term. So that means creating content that's tailored to your target audience, using visuals to draw attention to your product, and leveraging hashtags to increase visibility. And finally, you need to keep the ship running down the middle of the river. And the way you do that is by monitoring feedback and analyzing results. After your launch, you got to make sure that you're monitoring customer feedback, seeing their reactions to the product or service that you've launched, making it better, and then using those tweaks and changes to go back out to the marketplace and let people know that the product is even better than it was before. This kind of feedback is going to help you refine your strategy for future launches, as well as ensuring that your product is well received over the long term. Bottom line, everybody, launching a new product or service can be a daunting process, but following these steps will help you create a successful launch and get your product off to a great start. With careful planning and the right strategies in place, your product launch can be a huge success. Now, let me tell you something. I'm just going to flash this up there, and then I'm not going to read it to you or anything. But the bottom line is that y'all can freeze the frame and read this. I basically read that Genie output word for frickin' word. Now, what makes this better than a chat bot or your usual AI robot? Two things. One, the avatar, and number two, the approach of the genies. Using the Genie approach, is that our unique way of doing this is what creates the amazing result. So asking a simple question, I would just tell y'all, okay, go ask ChatGPT the exact same question that we asked. Use the Genie and you tell me which one creates a better result. So that's how I would go get something that I could use real quick. Like say if my friend asked me, hey, Jim, can you do a quick presentation training or a video on how to do a product launch? And I didn't have it in my Noodle. That would be one of the ways that I would do it. Now, Stu, on the other hand, likes to do genie hacking. In fact, we've created an entire monthly show that we're doing called Genie Hacking around all of Stu's experiments and how he's combining genies in ways that I never intended, but create amazing results. So, Stu, what happened with you?
So, you just did the 1, 2, 3s. What
Uh-huh.
I asked the genie to do with the acronym Genie was to come up with the ABCs of launching a product.
Okay. And do you want to share your screen at all during this, or?
Yeah, you know what? I can do that because here's what I did. Instead of going to the acronym Genie and then to the blog post Genie, what I did was the acronym Genie created this acronym, the ABCs,
Mhm.
and then I put those into the blog post Genie word for word in a place where Jim tells me I shouldn't be doing that because that's not what it's designed to do. But it came out with something very cool.
Can you demo that for us? Like share your screen, and even if you start from scratch, I mean, just do it. I
No,
want
I
to
got
see
it. I already
this.
got it pulled up.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know when you're ready to share your
My
screen.
screens here.
Yeah. I love when Stu admits that too. Is like, and do it in a way that Jim did not intend for me to do.
Right.
Okay,
So,
cool. So tell
um,
everybody which genie you're in right now.
okay, so I am in the blog post Genie,
Okay.
and the acronym, and I use the entrepreneur with a dream avatar. So I
Okay.
just put that in there. Came up
Okay.
with Medium and Lightning. Now here's where I hacked it.
Okay.
Instead of saying what is the topic, answering what is the topic of this blog post by saying I want to launch a product,
Yeah.
I actually put the ABCs that the acronym Genie gave me, and they were attracting new and existing customers for your product or service. That was A. B
Uh-huh.
is building a list and expanding the audience.
Uh-huh.
And then C was converting leads to paying customers.
Okay.
That is all Genie created, word for word. I did
Okay.
not make any changes to that.
I noticed that you've used 148 out of the 150 characters I allow,
I
and
did.
you'll probably be sending me an email asking if I can increase the character count in your account so that you can like jam War and Peace in there. I might do it. Okay.
So anyway, um, it came out really cool. And then the next question was, what's your avatar's current identity? Entrepreneur with a dream, that came from the avatar. What's the immediate result? Is stop worrying about how you're going to make money. I just left that in there from the
Right.
avatar. Number one, pain you're trying to avoid, even believing your dreams are possible for you right now. Once
Yeah.
again, from the avatar.
Yeah.
And I went with what? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so the bottom line is, once you've done your avatar once, you come into this thing, your avatar is going to fill in half the genie automatically and just be exactly what you want. And you can change it. And the cool thing is you can go in and change any of those, and it doesn't change your avatar profile. So you can load the avatar profile, make changes in the individual genie, and it won't change it or mess up your original. Okay,
Yeah.
let's keep going. I want to see what this does.
So really all I did was plug in the acronym Genie into line 2, which is what's the topic of this blog post.
Okay.
Right. And so let's build it.
All right.
Okay. I've already cut and paste what I built, but
Okay.
we're going to do it again just to see what is. And you can see where it's going to pop out something that you really want.
Right.
Like right here, wish number 1 is really focusing on entrepreneurs with a dream.
Right.
Wish number 2 doing the same thing, but with more action. And then wish number 3 has taken the ABCs from the acronym Genie and put it right into the wish.
Right. Click that one if you don't mind.
Nope, that's what I do.
Okay.
I usually do with this one and hold my beer because I'll get a great conclusion from hold my beer.
Okay.
To whether it's a blog post or end of a
okay.
deal here.
And you can see that Stu's been banging away, and I'm like, oh my God, dude. I made it bigger. Yeah, I'm trying to shove my face into the screen.
Oh,
Are
you
looking
can't
to
see
increase?
it?
No, I made it big. I
Okay.
followed my own advice and hit the thing to actually make it take up the whole screen because
Okay.
technology. Um, so are you looking to increase your product or service exposure, to attract new customers? Chances are you're not alone in the quest. Business file sizes are consistently looking for ways to grow. Fortunately, a few keys. Oh, dude, look at you. A, attracting new and existing customers, you should focus on creating kind of building lists, expanding audience, converting leads into paying customers. By following these 3 steps successfully. Holy crap, dude. That's good.
Isn't that awesome?
Okay, and then we're gonna play a game here in a second. Scroll down, and you did the whole. You click hold my beer, and then see, I'm making you burn up all your wishes. Hey, great news, Stu. When we launch, you do the big launch. Since you're an elite member, guess how many wishes you're gonna have every day now, moving forward.
I go up.
200. You're gonna have 200 wishes a day.
Oh my goodness.
That'll make Dexter happy. Okay. So you say on the beer one, you like the you like the conclusion that this one gives you, especially?
Yes, because I don't know why it is, but sometimes like they'll use words like finally you'll want to focus on converting leads to paying customers. That's kind of part C for me, but this
Yeah.
They kind of sum it all up for you in this last paragraph pretty nicely. So
Right. So
I've,
then the cool thing
yeah.
that you can do is click get results. We don't have to do it right now, but if you click get results, and what I like to do is you can click get results, and then if you click on the DOCX, then you download all the stuff that you wished for in one genie, or excuse me, in one output, and then you can edit them together to get your final one.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So this is what I want to do because I just want to do it. Do you still have open, or do you ever go check the content inside of the GPT detector? Do you ever do that? I just want to take that as is and run it through the GPT detector just for grins.
Yeah. Let me.
Now, what I'm asking Stu is, OpenAI came out with a GPT detector. Since all these, 5th graders and 6th graders are learning how to use Chat GPT to write their essays and stuff, they wanted to, and people were coming out with, oh, I'll show you how to detect whether it was GPT or not. And we like to play this game to see if they can recognize that the Genie output is AI or not. What's up?
I'm not sure what's going on here. Where'd it go?
Okay. So what I like to do is just go see if it can recognize Genie content as AI created, and about 50% of the time it will tell you that it's not. Now, as soon as you do edits and stuff on it, it telling you it's AI created, the chances of that happening go way down once you have done edits. But another thing that I'll do is just to make sure, and I've never had it pop anything as bad. But I'll use copyscape.com as well, just to double check that there's no inadvertent issues with any kind of plagiarism or copying, but there never is. But
hey, Jim, some
the
reason
lawyers make me say
it's not letting me in. Like I have to sign in, and I can't remember how I signed in. So I'm
okay.
going to send this to you.
Okay.
My output, and you can share it and run it through there real quickly.
Okay.
And you can do a read of it if you want. So
absolutely. All right. I will do that.
Here is my I just titled it blog. So
absolutely. All right.
So you should have that, and you can run it through your AI detector. Some reason
okay.
I had to sign in, and it didn't remember my name, and
that's okay. You emailed it to me, right? Okay.
Yeah, just emailed
so
it.
That was the one that you wrote. The one that you just sent me is the one that you wrote, not the one that we just wrote just now. Or is that what you want me to test?
Yeah,
okay.
It's word for word. I didn't change anything on it other than that title that says podcast 189.
Okay, so this is the one that you generated.
Yes.
Okay. So anybody can use this. You just have to have it let it in. So this is OpenAI's AI text classifier. So what this is going to do is tell whether or not they believe this was created by a human or it was created by GPT. So we're going to click submit, and it says it's unclear. So unclear, hey, unclear is better than definitely this is AI. And how much editing did you do on this?
Nothing. I just put a title on it at the very top. In fact, you didn't even put it in there.
Oh, okay.
So,
so can you send me, this is, now we're getting into Jim and Stu, like hacking this stuff up. Can
Yeah.
you send me the thing that we just generated in your, in your thing? Can you just,
Yes.
that thing that we just did? I want to,
Yeah.
I want to pop that in, and I want to see what it says. And it may say that it's AI generated. Does anybody else want to see what it says? I mean, that's the thing everybody's always wants to know, well, you know, I can tell. Well, A, it doesn't matter. And B, who cares? And C, a lot of times it can't tell because of the way that we put things through our AI blender with the genies. So with the genies.
So I just sent it to you. It's a Blog Today article. And
got
its attached file is Genie 2. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna grab this, and then what I'm doing is just opening it up, and I'm gonna copy and paste. Okay. So that's the one. This is the one that we just generated.
Yep, just did. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we're going to do two things here real quick. We're going to run this through the GPT detector. So this is the thing we just did.
Yep.
Unclear. So right there, unedited, once we run it through the Genie AI blender, it can't even tell that we used its technology partially to generate this. Here's the other thing I want to show you, okay? We're going to use Copyscape, which is the world's oldest and most respected plagiarism detector on the web. And we're going to have it analyze the article. And so 322 word article, there's absolutely no plagiarism in this according to Copyscape. So that is, that's a great thing. So this is why we're so excited about what we're doing, why we're the number one users of our own tool. That's the other thing I want to get across. We are the number one users of our own tool. This is not one of those things where we're like trying to sell people something that, you know, it's like, hey, you can use this, but we don't. We're the original power users of this stuff. So anyway, just I want everybody to get excited because April 3rd is the big launch. April 3rd is the big day, unless you're going to be at the John Maxwell event, and then Sunday night is the big day. So
yeah,
there you go.
Let me make a quick conclusion to this podcast, Jim.
Okay, please do.
As you stated in the Jim and Stu show, your Jim launch 1, 2, 3s was audience and avatar, who basically like solve that desire and problem. 2 was the big idea, better way to do blank fast. Number 3 was most people get the most people, the fastest, the longest, product launch versus promotion. Getting it out to the most people, fastest and longest. So the ABC's answer was attracting new and existing customers to your product and service, audience, avatar, building lists and expanding your audience, everything from the social media, email campaigns, targeted ads, partnerships, all of these are like stated in this paragraph here. Blog posts, videos, webinars, it's boom. And then C was converting leads to paying customers. Once you built a list of potential customers, next step is convert them into paying customers. And so anyway, that was the ABCs that the Genie created.
And it did great. You did a great job with that. I mean, that's Here's the thing. It's the old thing. If there's 100 ways to skin a cat, there's a million ways to peel your banana. Whatever you want to look at it, that would have explained it as just as well.
Sure.
You know, and if anything, having a different perspective to then explain the same thing from a different angle is going to catch different people than always explaining everything the same way every time.
Absolutely. And one of the neat things I liked in this paragraph, when it talked about converting leads to paying customers, here's a quote from the genie. This includes providing excellent customer service, offering competitive pricing, and providing incentives to first-time customers. Additionally, you need to ensure that your website and checkout process is user-friendly and secure. So not only does it tell you like how to launch, it just gives you some information that you need to also say, I need to do that. That's part of my infrastructure to make this work properly.
Yeah.
So
what it's telling you is here's how to launch your product without tripping on your ding ding.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing too, Martha. One quick thing as we wrap this up, Gus asked, is this Funnel Scripts or a new product? This is a completely new product. This is built on my engine that we've been using, but adding AI and a whole bunch of other stuff to it. So that was a great question. And Stu, that was a great way to wrap the whole thing up. So if people want to get in great shape, where should they go? StuSmithFitness.com. And if you're excited and want to know more about the genies and AI and how we're going to help you get more leads, get more sales, and build stronger, more profitable relationships with better copy, better content, and better results fast, head on over to copyandcontent.ai and jump on the early bird list. All right. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.